Ladies and gentlemen, this I saw being shared on Twitter. Shout out to Crazy Sean DX, by the way. Something that I can so deeply relate to. This, I'm going to show probably like 3 tweets because I saw some of it and I just recently shared it on Facebook. There is a story that has come out about a gentleman named Moses Gibson. This was posted on April 12th. And this is just heartbreaking. Moses Gibson spent $170,000 on 2 height lengthening surgeries after being subjected to heightism for being 5'5". He said he long struggled to get a girlfriend due to his 5', 5" frame, initially turning to medication and a spiritual healer to try to increase his height. He realized his last resort was surgically enhancing his height, give him the height he truly desired. Now, I'm not going to show the video. I might get some issues here, so I'm going to keep going through the tweets. Down here, he saved $75,000 for the surgery over the course of 3 years, working as a software engineer by day and an Uber driver by night in order to make the money. He underwent the procedure in 2016, which added 3 inches to his height, taking him to 5'8". Last month, he forked up $98,000 more for his second surgery, which he hopes will add an additional 2 inches to his stature. And then down here, saying he now uses a height lengthening device 3 times a day in order to pull the cut bone apart a millimeter at a time. If I sound nasally, I apologize. My nose has been stuffed up today because of allergies. This encourages his body to create new bone tissue, which will fill the gap to create a new height. He uses the height lengthening device correctly. Doctors say he will eventually be 5'10". After the first surgery, I became less hesitant and less worried about the results when talking to women. I now have a girlfriend. I also started wearing shorts and taking full body pictures, which I never used to. Despite the pain and prices of the procedures, Gibson has no regrets. I'd advise anybody who wants this to go for it. It's definitely worth it, he declared. I'm definitely wanting to spread the word. If it can help other people go through it, then so be it. I'm glad. Ugh, my God. Give me a second. Okay, I just had to clear my nose for a moment. But this... like, you have other stories of this happening as well. Like, look at this person right here. That's a lot to go through just to possibly end up at 5'10". I mean, another form of body dysmorphia being solved by surgery instead of therapy. In fact, let me look at the replies to the previous tweets around here, because this has got to be read. Let's see, $75,000 on top of $98,000 7 years later, $173,000, and use it to gain an extra 5 inches of height. Maybe I could think of many better uses with that money, but hey, it's his money to spend it. But it's just like the problem here is, again, this is a problem that I've talked about many times, is that men are going through this because women have, a lot of women out there have demands in terms of what height they want a guy to be. A lot of women nowadays, when they're looking for a man to date, they're looking for a guy around 6 feet tall. But the problem is, we have no control over how tall we end up being. Okay? It, like I said in the last video, it's nothing compared to weight. Like with weight, unless you have some kind of medical condition that affects your ability to maintain your weight, it can be worked on. You don't have to resort to surgery. If you watch calorie intakes, exercise, eat healthy, stuff like that, it can be done. But you look at height. This is the extent that somebody has to go through just to get taller in hopes of finding love. This man had to fork up over $170,000 in hopes of being tall enough just to not feel unwanted anymore. This is not the same case as like with working on weight. This man can't, and the rest of us can't take a pill or do an exercise or eat certain foods or anything in order to get taller. This man had to fork over $170,000 in exchange for pain and in hopes of being tall enough in order to be happy. I mean, he finally got a girlfriend, but it's just like, look at the sacrifice he had to make in order to just achieve eventual happiness. Like, that's just frustrating. I can easily relate to the feeling of feeling unwanted, because, like, I've been struggling with my height my entire life. Now, ever since I was a childhood, my childhood, I've been struggling with this. I've had so many times where I feel like I've been swiped left on dating services because, oh, he doesn't meet height requirements. But again, I don't have control over that. I can't help that I'm not 6 feet tall. Not every man in this world can be 6 feet tall. We can't control that because of genetics and all that stuff. It's just absolutely just frustrating that in order for a guy to be able to reach a certain height requirement in hopes of finding somebody that'll actually give him attention and possibly find eternal happiness, you have to make a sacrifice like this. And with all that amount of money, it's just absolutely disheartening. My heart goes out to this dude. I can't imagine spending that much money just to try to go through that and potentially try to get taller. Because again, he's started at around 5'5" and is trying to get to 5'10". I'm shorter than this dude before the surgery. And again, I didn't ask for that. I didn't have control over that throughout my lifetime. And I've been subjected to being criticized for my height ever since I was a kid, like I just said. And I feel like that's holding me back still, too. But I just hate when our with self-confidence has to drop because of stuff like this. My self-confidence doesn't exist because of reasons like this. It's hard, it's hard. I can promise you that. So anyway, let me know what you all thought in the comment section below about something like this. It's just unbelievable. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out and good day, everybody.